Mongolian is actually, though it's in Asia, it's a Euro-Altaic language, which means it's in the Turkish family. But it's related to Turkish like maybe we're related to Latin twice removed. English is. So it's not very close to anything. And I've studied English, Russian, German, a little bit of Chinese, and there's no similarities to Mongolian anything. It's a very guttural, a lot of chs and a lot of and kind of spitting. The first time I heard a Mongolian actually speak, I remember sitting in discussion thinking, it just sounds like I cannot make out a word. And that was very intimidating because that was actually in Mongolian in a discussion, the first time I ever really heard Mongolian. And we had a book that we got in MTC that someone found for us. It was written by Professor Jogshin, was his name, which he was out of University of Indiana, and he had a book, but it was Inner Mongolian. And so where you'd say in Mongolian, thank you, is bayatla. It was bayarlala is how it would say, which the Mongolian sounds way off. It's almost like Creole to perhaps a Northern American, like a New Englander. So the few words we learned were very tricky, but it's unique language, a bit like German, where you put the verb at the end in a lot of cases. German's mostly in the past tense, but so I am going to the stores, be del Gortjaven. So the store, going. And so the verb comes at the end. And so the grammar, in a lot of ways, it's not terribly difficult. It follows the rules pretty consistently. A lot of endings to mean like by means of. So if I use something with a screwdriver, I'm going to do something with a screwdriver. It's aftirker. The er ending means by means of something. There's also vowel harmony too. So Oz for a verb is Oz for your ending, and things like that. As go to as, and so there's a vowel harmony that's consistent and important through Mongolian. But it's a rich language with a lot of ways to express yourselves in Mongolian. Some fun words like ambardach, to kick in the bottom. The harchindach was a word we found in the dictionary, which had a definition which was probably a paragraph long, which was basically describing how to go to the city of Harchin and where to stop and feed your camels. It was all in one word that no Mongolians ever knew. We thought it was kind of funny. But it's a language that it was very interesting to learn and to hear. And I remember the first time I ever recognized a real word was, we finished discussion with the translator and we said, do you want to do some more or do you want to leave now? She said, Yavmar. And I'm like, Yavach, to go. Mar, want to. Yavmar, you drop off the ach, means I want to go. You want to go. I understood you. I was so excited to actually understand somebody in Mongolian. So some of the fun things when I first got there is one of the couple said, here's what you do. Just point to something and say anyway. What? Just say anyway. And what he was saying was in Mongolian, anyway. En, this, you, what, they is a question word. Anyway. Anyway. Just anyway. So the first day I'm there, the senior elders interviewing the missionaries, and there's a Mongolian kid there. And they were very helpful, and so I pointed to anyway. Malt. Okay, malt, great. Anyway. Tenger. Okay. Anyway. Cement. I got cement. So there's some cognates there, computer, import, export, but it's a tricky language, a lot of spitting. So if I speak some Mongolian, the mic pretensikadik be Ulaanbaatar tomlok paisna, kind of how it sounds, which is not very good. My Mongolian was never great because I spoke Russian the first half of my mission. And so learning enough to communicate. And most of the people, my students in school who helped teach me as I taught them, were girls between the ages of 15 and 24. So I speak a bit like a Mongolian girl, but the men have much more of a masculine, deep sound. But it's an interesting language, one that is fun to speak.